Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. And I've been in this house many times. It's a big house, but brand new floor, or relatively new anyway. It's been at least a year or maybe two since I was here, I think. And when I did it before, and I think I actually have video of this. This was all carpet in here, and then through the living room. They've moved out. The house is on the market, by the way, for $1.2 million. It's in a kind of a rural area of Kelowna. Actually, that lake down there is not Okanagan Lake. That's Wood Lake. I think it's either Wood Lake or Duck Lake. I can't remember. There's two lakes north of Kelowna. This is where it is. Winfield is just over to the left there. So this is kind of really the outskirts. It's way out past the city limits, past the airport. It's about 20 minutes from where I live, actually. Nice house, big house, I guess built in the 90s, maybe 80s, 90s. I'm not sure. Beautiful new floor, by the way. And of course, there's another floor below us, but you can see it's quite dated looking. You can tell by the way that the bathtub is in there and the color that it is. It's what do you call that? That's almond. Don't think you can get that anymore. So I've got two bedrooms up here and a set of stairs. And I've been cleaning this carpet for quite a few years. Probably, at least 5 or 6 anyway. In fact, when she met me here and let me in, she had a little guy with her. And he's 4, and I remember before he came along, and it's kind of interesting. I was just mentioning to her that I have actually got customers that I clean for now that are the children of my customers. That's when you know you've been at it for a while. Yeah. I wonder if I'll be into the next generation. Oh dear. Yeah, actually, by the way, I actually got my very first pension check. The old age security. I got my first check yesterday. Yay! It's not that much to be excited about. I mean, it's better than nothing, obviously, but anyway. So that's happening. So let's talk about the carpet. The carpet is probably at least 12, maybe 15 years old. It's in actually really good shape because I have been cleaning it on a regular basis. And there's only a couple of little spots here and there on it. Nothing scary, actually. You can see the carpet has lost quite a bit of color. There's much more color here than over by the glass door here. So, but it's a good carpet. This is a nylon. Really nice area here. I wouldn't mind living here. You know, nice bush and everything. There's orchards near here and some farmland and stuff. So anyway, nice area. So we're going to clean my normal mix in here. Nanomax 2 ounces per gallon with 1,000 ppm of stabilized chlorine dioxide. And I'm going to clean it a single step using a green stripe pad because as I'm vacuuming, I do assess the carpet thoroughly as I'm doing that, pre-treat any spots that I see, allowing for plenty of dwell time, and if any areas need any pre-treatment like a doorway or whatever, I'll use the trigger spare normally and miss that area, although this one really didn't need it. I've cleaned behind the door there already and groomed, and I've cleaned under the mattress, which is right there, and put that back. So this is a pretty straightforward and very easy clean because, again, I've cleaned this carpet on a regular basis, so it releases soil very readily after I've cleaned them, particularly if I've cleaned them more than once. So we'll just do a nice quick perimeter running along the edge. Very easy to do, not at all difficult. Just take my time. This is a decent sized job. And then I've got another one immediately after this, which involves a couple of chairs and some carpet. Doesn't look like they were going in and out this door much. There's really no soil at all really here. It's a pretty big house actually. I think basically they can rent out the whole basement if they wanted to, so that'll help as far as a mortgage helper or whatever. You can see there is pooling and shading happening on this carpet, although it's not really that bad considering the age, I guess. It really isn't that bad, but it's there. And of course this machine, being a rotary, will be doing... This particular machine, by the way, is 180 RPM. So it does 180 revolutions per minute on the carpet fiber, 360 degrees. Most are a little slower than that, somewhere down to 150. Most are 175, but this is slightly faster than most. And I did all the edges and corners as well, of course, when I vacuumed. Even though they're moving out, I'm still going to be paying attention to the detail. Do a really thorough job. That's just the way I approach what I do. Don't want to cut corners. I mean, I vacuumed the carpet beforehand, and even if they had vacuumed it, I would have still done that. You know, there's guys that think that that's not necessary, or you know, maybe they say, yeah, the customer, you go ahead and do the vacuuming, then I won't have to. Well, if that's the business model you want to go with, that's obviously that's your choice, but I don't follow that way of going about it. It's just the way I learned many years ago, that you just do your best in all that you do, and it pays off in the end. And people do notice these things, by the way. They really actually do. Actually, that is one of the best ways that you can guarantee that your business will remain vibrant and consistent, and you know, you'll do really well when people realize, yeah, this guy really goes out of his way, does a proper job. They will remain loyal to you, even when the coupon comes in the mail. We actually, I've said it before, it's been a while since I talked about it, but when Oxy-Fresh was operating in our town, which obviously they have a name very similar to my business name, which is Oxy-Dry, they'd send out coupons, because that's the way they market, all coupons. You know, $89 for 3 rooms or whatever, and we would often, it's just weird, we would often get calls from people, they're holding on to that coupon, which has their phone number on it, but they would be phoning us, which is just really odd. perhaps because they would look at the phone number on there and it wasn't a local number, a 1-800 number, then they go, oh, I want to call a local number. Maybe I guess they looked us up, I don't know. And they'd phone up my wife and say, yeah, I got your coupon in the mail, $89. And my wife would say, oh, well, actually, that's not us. Our pricing we don't do coupon advertising. And then she'd explain, here's the way our pricing works. We go by square foot, average, even if it was a, small living room, dining room, hall, and they're going to advertise $89. And she was saying, well, at the time, I guess we were $175. And she'd say, well, we'd be $175 for that if it's under 300 square feet or less. And in almost every case, we'd book the job. Because she would explain, well, we will include, and explain that we include sanitizing, deodorizing, and anti-allergen treatment, as well as a protector. And we include, we're going to pre-vacuum, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And when people understand that there is a value that you're offering, and that the value isn't price, then it has been our experience that this is actually what will generate or compel people to choose you, as opposed to someone else who's basically just offering a price point, but they're not offering a real service or a real value for that service. They're oh, yeah, I don't include this, I don't include that. When I get to the door, people get it that a lot of these coupon guys, they know that they're probably going to try to convince them to get the the protector and the deodorizer and all that. They get that because they've had that game played on them so many times. So I determined many years ago that I wouldn't do that anymore. I had done it years and years ago, and by the way, I was really good at it. But I hated doing it. And finally I thought, you know what, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to tell you up front, we include it all, but here's the price. And boy, that was for us, it was that was like 20 years ago, I guess, we started doing that. And it was just a real eye-opener. It made a tremendous difference to the bottom line. And then it's less stressful because you know exactly what you're going to charge for each job. And you don't have to try and convince somebody to spend money when, I don't know, I just didn't like doing that. And you've got to be able to do this and price at a point where you can actually make a living at it. By the way, look how nicely this is going along the wall. No problem at all. Not bumping or banging or anything, huh? So easy. Anyway, that's why many years ago we determined that we would go this route. The first couple of years that I was in business, by the way, I advertised $15 a room, and I was running like a chicken with my head cut off. In a little town, because I started off in the town of Penticton, which is south of Kelowna, about 30,000 population, and oh man, I was busy. But I wasn't putting a lot of money in my pocket at all. I was existing, but it was really hand to mouth, even though I was just swamped with work. But the cost of operating, and of course the stress involved of just trying to constantly keep up, and it was bizarre. One thing was pretty bizarre is I had way more people complaining about the price when I was $15 a room than we do now at 59 cents per square foot. Now, isn't that interesting? What would happen is I'd go into the job and, just a small house or whatever, and there's a living room, a dining room, a hall, and I'd say, yeah, that's $45. And they'd go, oh, well, why are you charging me $15 for the hallway? It's way smaller than the living room. Or the other thing, of course, they always do if you're flat rating is you go in the house and you can see it's obviously a living room combined with a dining room, but maybe they're not using the dining area as a dining room, and they say, oh, well, we count that as one room. I was like, well, no. You see that light hanging in the middle of the room? That's obviously a dining room light. And I end up arguing with people more. I mean, it just never happens now that we're square foot pricing. It just doesn't happen. I mean, we got people that phone up and then my wife will tell them the price and they'll go, oh, that's way too much money. And that's fine. We don't want those kind of people who are chopping on the basis of price. It just doesn't work. And, I do certainly less volume, but I make more actual dollars, more money put into our pocket. And that's the real key to this business. It's not being swamped with work, running around like a chicken with your head cut off. It's about having the amount of work that you need and being able to put money aside so that when there are fluctuations, and there always will be, you've got something to draw upon. It's about being comfortable of what you're doing as far as the volume of work and the way you're doing it too. I think that's really important. You keep your integrity, I guess. And if, as I say, I was really, really good at upselling. Man, I was good. I could sell ice to Eskimos, but I didn't like it. Back when I was, way before I did this, I worked for a company which did the Bay in-home cleaning, which would be Hudson's Bay, which is a big department store in Canada, and they had believe it or not, a carpet cleaning division, but all they did is they basically used the Bay name, and then it was just a carpet cleaning business that contracted to use the Bay name just to give them credibility or whatever. But we're going to do a B-side. I was thinking we probably would. See how dirty that is? That's pretty bad. So we'll do a B-side in the traffic areas in both these rooms. I expected that. So anyway, there's some thoughts for you. Kind of, I guess I had a good coffee today. Been quite verbal this morning. But anyway, I hope that gives some of you guys some things to think about. Every one of us has to find our own way of running our business. And just because something works for one person in one city does not mean it necessarily will work for you where you are. So you've got to figure out where you are what will work. And for some guys, going square foot rate may not be the answer. I think it is the answer, but that's just me. Or you could do both a square foot rate. Here's our full service rate, and you do it that way. Or, okay, we've got a discount, but we're gonna, say a flat rate, so many dollars for so many rooms or whatever, but don't include the things that like the protector and the deodorizing and whatever. For people who are more, it's more important for them to go on the basis of pricing because of their particular needs, and I get that. But you're the one. This is your business. You control it. If you're not a franchise operation like for example Oxy-Fresh, who the people that operate those franchises, the franchisees, they don't get a choice. They're not really actually working for themselves. They're working for the franchise. So as an independent operator, you have the control. Like the Twilight Zone thing. We control the horizontal, we control the vertical. Is that what they used to say? Anyway, is that a good analogy or a bad analogy? Anyway, I think you get my point. So anyway, we're just doing a quick B-side for these two rooms. I already did the other room. So we'll go over this area. This is the traffic area. There was a dresser right over here, so I won't bother going underneath there again. And of course there was the bed right there, so I don't need to go over there either. because I want to just do that corner there with my doodlebug. But anyway, the carpet is looking really good. Cleaning up, wonderful. It always does. This is a nylon. And of course they clean very well. This is a decent quality nylon. And as I mentioned, I've cleaned this carpet probably at least half a dozen times. So every time I clean it, there is a protector included. And of course it's getting cleaned well every time. And so it responds well to cleaning every time I clean it. Stains come out easily. Soil releases without any hesitation. And it performs very well. So we'll just do the in the middle here. Okay, and there were a few little spots. I did pre-treat them, and they've all come out, of course. Okay, we'll take a look at the B side. Oh yeah, there's almost nothing there. Maybe a tiny bit. But there you go, we're done. I just have to do the steps, vacuum the steps, and then clean the steps. So, and then post-groom both these rooms. I'll use the Hoover, of course. Okay, I'll let you go. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.